Wow.
Live with Jenny White on a Monday special report.
On a special report. Didn't you just love that? I mean, I think I'm like catching the wave here with the Canva thing.
Definitely.
I think I am. So, I had to halfway close the curtain because there's so much snow out. I was getting snow blindness.
Yeah, I probably need to close my curtain over here, actually.
You do like look like you're standing on the sun on one side.
Yeah, since I'm at the house today. All right.
Could you just not get out of the driveway?
No, we can get out, but they don't have our office parking lot cleared. And I mean, I can do everything I can do from the house.
Well, so we are not going to be on very long today because we're just going to do a short broadcast, which is going to be kind of a special deal. So
a special announcement.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm wearing a new t-shirt. You want to see what it looks like?
I sure do.
All right. You ready? All right.
Jenny White, Republican for HD 36. Imagine that. There we go. There we go.
There we are.
Do we do the classic Jenny White round of applause?
Round of applause.
The announcement of Jenny White running for HD 36 live.
Yes.
On the Rope Report podcast right now.
Yes. So, yes.
Before I start asking a whole bunch of questions, Jenny, I do want to just say something. You know, through my time with you and my school board run and just all these politics and all this stuff that's going on, you know, there's a lot of people that just talk and they just talk and criticize and, you know, this and that. And what I'd like to, you know, especially commend you with is we talk about a lot of stuff. You talk about a lot of stuff, but you also back all that up. I mean, you've got the podcast, You're suing the state election board. You've got the Liberty Fest, Okana. Now you're running for HD 36, which I'll let you chime in here whenever. But I just think that there's a line between people that just say stuff and people that do stuff, and I'm proud of you and honored to be on here with you, because you're a doer. You actually do it. You do what you say you're going to do, and I think that's important, especially when it comes to a campaign and a representative of the people.
That was very nice of you to say. I really appreciate that, because as you were saying that, I was like, wow, that's a lot of stuff.
You got a lot of irons in the fire, Jenny.
Yeah, but I guess the thing of it is this. I mean, we've been together several years now. This will be our third season on the Rope Report. And I don't know. It's like every year we find something that we like less, and something that is worse for liberty than I'll be honest. So my representative is Don George. So I'm running against an incumbent, and I will need all the help I can get, because I am not going to take a stick of PAC money. I'm not going to do it. I don't want the money. I don't want it. What I want is I want people in HD 36 to write me checks. $20, you got it. Hey, that's great. $50, even better. I don't care. But I want people from the district, and even people outside. We, unfortunately, so long as they're individual donations of individual people who believe that I could do a good job, I am happy to take those funds. But I am not going to take any special interest or PAC money. I don't think it's right. How many times, Michael, have we talked about this on this program?
Oh yeah. Well, and really, that's where we see all those issues lie. But so George is your rep. So what's your main motivation? Is he just that bad? We looked at that scorecard with Jason, which I'll bring that up here a little later. I'll put it on the screen. But how is he so bad? Or why, first of all, why do you really want, you've got so much going on. Why do you really, why do you want to run?
Well, I'll be honest. If he were doing even a 15% better job, I don't know. Maybe I'd just not. But here's the thing. He's had 4 years now. If he gets reelected, this will be his third term that he's going in. And so we've given him kind of some time to this area, and we're very politically active out here. There's a big group of us, and we've given him time to make a name for himself, and to see whether or not he's interested in HD 36 and the people and liberty, and we the people and liberty, or we the special interests and we the PACs. And unfortunately, when you look at his ethics reports, you find out that he's primarily, these are ethics reports from ethics from the Guardian system. So when he first ran, his campaign advisor is Camp. And when he first ran, so this is from 1/18/22, Gittner Drummond gave him $2,000. Police officer, nobody, I couldn't find. Marathon PAC gave him $4,500. Oklahoma Fires Association PAC Fund gave him $10,000. Oklahoma Association of General Contractors PAC gave him $10,000. Oklahoma City FOP Lodge 10. Oklahoma Fraternal Order Police 10. Tulsa 5. He is a former police officer, and he was the head of the FOP before he became our state representative. But I've struggled to find anybody in our district who donated. And I may be wrong. And if I'm wrong, I'm happy to say I'm wrong. I just struggled to find it going through there. Yeah. I found a lot of PACs. And so then you have to wonder. So that was the first year that he ran in 22. So he didn't have a challenger after 22. So for 24, he had no challenger. And even in 24, with no challenger, he had, let's see, so Realtors Pack of Oklahoma, 2000. He paid a $10,000 bill to Camp for his political advertising, etc. Oklahoma Committee of Automobile Realtor Retailers, $1,000. Wall Pack, $1,000. So I mean, it hasn't changed. There weren't any individuals from HD 36 donating. And I tend to believe that it's because now I don't hear from him. I haven't signed up. I actually have, there are a couple of people in the district who do get emails from him. And I've had several of them send them to me and say, is this really true? And so, you know, I try to do what I can to suss that out. But I think the bottom line has to be, this is the Oklahoma State Capitol People's Audit for 2025. And, you know, before I go any further on that, I think I need to say that, and this is on my website, and I'll show you the website before we get off of here. I think I need
we need that up just for anybody that's coming on that doesn't know the actual context.
Oh, yeah, that's
what
true.
We're talking about.
That's true. Hold on. You're exactly 100% correct. Hold on just a second. Okay.
If you missed it, Jenny is running for HD 36.
There we go. You are correct.
There we go.
All right. Let me see if I can bring that up just a hair. Did that help at all?
Yeah. Yeah, that's good.
Okay. All right. So, you know, I'm sure I've thought about it off and on. I've thought about running for public office, but you know, Michael, I feel like what you and I do is a valuable thing. I mean, we have broken news on this program. Yeah. We've helped. I mean, I just feel like it's a valuable thing. So I was really reticent to quit this. But do you remember Senate Bill 224?
Yeah.
So for those of you who don't know, who might even be watching this after I put it up on the website and you're going through to hear what I have to say, back in 2013 and 2014, I was actually traveling the country talking about student data collection. I had done so much research on it that I was actually being asked to go to different states to talk about it. So when you talk about student data collection, it's not like I just pop up out of nowhere going, oh, I have an idea on that. It's not true. I mean, I have studied it extensively for many years while I was fighting the Common Core. And so I reached out to John George and I said, okay, Nana says, boy, do I ever remember SB 224. So yeah. And Julia says, we've thought about you running since 2010. I can testify to you traveling the country because Julia was at my side most of that time. I reached out to Representative George and I said, this is not a bill that we can have. It's going to hook these two databases that we don't want collecting student data anyway. It's going to connect them together. You'll be following students from the time they enter the public system until the time that they get a job and probably through the time that they're employed in one large database that's supposed to be managed by the OEQA. So I said, you know, that's not what we need to be doing. Please don't do that. Please vote no on this. So not only did John George vote yes one time, he voted all three times, because if you remember in the House, they overrode the House rules so they could vote on that bill virtually until they got a yes vote on it.
Wow.
So instead of just voting for it one time and it going down, which it did, they brought it up again and voted on it. Oh, it went down again. Whoops. So they brought it up 3 separate times and voted on it to get a yes vote. And John George voted yes every single time. And when I looked at that, I immediately texted him and I said, you have to be kidding. I literally asked you not to vote for that bill and you voted for it not once, but 3 separate times. And then he tells me, Well, I forgot that you told me that. You
Wow.
should have contacted my LA, because she keeps all of that information, and then I would have known. I didn't have a whole bunch of people calling on this.
Wow.
This is what he told me. And so when he told me
was
that,
what?
Do I?
When was that? What year was that?
That was last year.
Oh, last year?
Yeah, that was last year that this all happened. And so when he told me that and said, well, you need to call my LA and make sure that when I have his cell phone and I'm texting him, hey, Representative George, can you please not vote on that? Right? Or vote no. So when he did that to me, I thought, you know what? That's it. Gloves are off. I'm done. I mean, that's really when I decided that I was going to go ahead and run. And when I really started thinking that that was going to be, now, granted, I kept putting it off going, oh, do I just, you know, but then when this report came out.
Yeah. Well, but before you get into that report, I did want to ask you, I mean, obviously you haven't knocked any doors yet or really done anything. This is really your kind of, you know, debut, but you have a group that's pretty politically active in 36. Like what's his communication like? Is it very good? I mean, obviously if he says he forgot, you know, what you even said, I mean, it doesn't sound like he really listens to the people in 36, but how was his communication? I mean, what did he always email you back or call you back or?
Well, he would text me back. I mean, he would text me back. I didn't really email him that much because I had a cell phone. So he would text me back. And like I said, he sent out an email to some of the people in the House district, and they would tell me, you know, what his what his email said. So that's how we kept in touch. But I look at people like Kendall Sacchieri. What does she do? Every week she gets on our Facebook page and she does a live video and says, hey, guys, got any questions? Here's what happened. Blah, 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 blah. That's communication. That's responding to the people in your district. That's being there for them, not saying, oh, ho hum, I forgot that you told me that. You should have called my LA.
Well, you even have, you know, we have the ability to have the recordings on here. I mean, you could even hold town halls, you know, with a link for people to just log into, you know, a town hall that you have that's not necessarily live or broadcast to the rest of the world, you know, that's just the constituents 36. I mean, I can see you doing something like that.
Yeah, we've got to talk. I mean, I guess if you can say anything that's happened recently, it's this data center, you know, Beltline trying to bring a data center to Luther. I mean, that has galvanized a whole bunch of people, you know, and that's good. But this district has a lot in common. The people in this district have a lot in common. We're out in eastern Oklahoma County. Most of us have farms or ranches or some kind of something, and we're either like me, you know, where you have a job and it's just like a hobby farm. You can't, you know, you're not really making any money off it, but there are people in this district who have actually make a living off of that. Yeah. And, you know, I just think we need to be responsive to the people who are out here, and they're worried about keeping their land. They're worried about, you know, what's going to happen to their property values as some of this stuff happens. And it's important. And government is we, the people. It's not we, the special interest. It's not that. It's we, the people. And I just feel like we've forgotten that. There are people up there right now, Jim Shaw, Kendall Sacchieri, Molly Jenkins, that know. Julie says, what? Yes, I am running. I am running for my House district. Yes.
Well, and you kind of made, I want to go back to George for just a second. You kind of made mention that, you know, we need to be responsive, you know, to the people at 35, but also, Jenny, you just laid out kind of some values of the commonalities of people in 36. I think I said 35 just a minute ago, but in 36, do you think, I mean, we had Jason on the show last week. He had a scorecard with 94 bills and George scored very, very low. Does he represent, do you think he actually represents the will of the people of 36?
I just don't see how. I mean, it's not as though Jason scored 5 bills, like some of these, groups do when they say, well, here's your conservative index or whatever. It's not like that. Jason scored, what do we say, 97
94.
bills?
94.
94 bills. I mean, come on. And of those 94 bills, only 5 of those bills were good votes, good conservative votes, votes that would protect the people. That's literally atrocious. I'm not trying to be rude, but in a way, it's like cats getting on a keyboard. I mean, they could probably actually come up with an accidental better voting average for conservatives than that.
Well, and I want to put something else kind of in context with George's votes, because of those 94 votes, he's down at the bottom quarter of the list. He was like number 74 out of 90 some, people that Jason had on there. But a thing that, in my opinion, Jenny, that really separates George from a lot of the bottom half of that list, most of the bottom half of that list were excused votes. They just didn't vote whatsoever. He just voted bad every single time. 87 times he voted bad. I mean, that is a big difference between someone not voting and someone voting. I mean, he's just right there. And for anyone that's interested, we'll probably put the links up to Jason's spreadsheet or his article. But you go in there and start reading some of those bills. I mean, they were completely, totalitarian, just ridiculous in one way or another. And he voted 87 times for all those bills, opposed to 5 good ones. He voted on 87 bad ones, only excused one time, I think.
And I've actually linked it on my website. So I've actually linked it. So if you want to go and review, because I don't want people saying, well, you just made this up, or I don't want people saying that, because I'm not trying to do anything like that. And anybody who knows me knows I'm going to bring the receipts if I'm going to say it. And so, and I've looked at some of these bills, and Michael, some of them are absolutely, dreadful. It frustrates me and makes me angry that any of these pass. Some of these actually pass. Well, he voted against the GAN plan. And the GAN plan was, they started at the beginning of the year trying to make sure that the rules would say that representatives could have present at least one, if not, I think it was 2. I'm sorry, at least 2 of their bills in the session, because so many of them, like Jim Shaw, just got locked out last year. He didn't even get, I guess he had one. I guess he had one. But still, in all, who's running the scoreboard here? It's mainly special interest bills. And I guess that's the thing. It's just so frustrating to me to see some of these bills in here. We voted against giving House members sometimes you can actually have votes on the floor that aren't recorded, that don't go into the journal. And they wanted to make sure that every vote was recorded. And he voted against that. So, if you want to look at this, it's on my website. You can see it right there. Jenny White. It's Jenny White 4 HD 36. You can go, and certainly if you'd love to donate, that would be great, because I do want to say one other thing, because we're going to try to do this in 30 minutes. I do want to say this really fast. I was shocked at how much effort you have to put in to run for an office.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So I designed my own website. I designed my own push card. I got my own Anodot account. I did all of this thing. Now, I will say, because I don't want people to say anything different, one of my very oldest friends, I've known her 15 years, Holly Gerard, runs Ascend. Ascend, I forget what she calls.
Like consulting or something?
Yes, it's a consulting firm. And she runs Ascend, and she's going to help me buy signs and buy push cards and that kind of thing. But, basically, and help me with the walking list. But basically, I'm doing this all on my own. And I mean, when you go and you have to pay $150 to ethics to get signed up on ethics, which is one of the first things we did.
Yeah.
And then you have to pay $500 to be a candidate. And then you've got to pay, oh my gosh, Michael, I couldn't even believe it. It's over $1,000 just to get signs. Just signs.
Yeah.
It's $550 to get push cards. I mean, it's, how do people do this?
Well, I think that's kind of the point, and that's why you don't see all those donations into his ethics reports. And it's all political money, special interests, like what it looks like in those reports in the first place. It's just that classic good old boys club, and that's why we don't have the representation that we should have. And something else that I'm really excited for, Jenny, is we'll have another huge, very liberty-minded, conservative, behind the doors over there at the Capitol. You get enough of us in there, they're not going to be able to keep railroading everything through there the way they do, especially with someone like you, as astute and just politically minded as you are. Not going to let all that stuff just slip by.
Well, here's the thing. The thing I've gotten frustrated by, and Julia will say the same thing, I know, because we've talked about it. Nobody asks any questions.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, Bill, do pass. Where are the questions? Why isn't anybody, even if all I do when I get elected, because I swear we're going to get me elected, we're up against, it's going to be a big giant battle, because can you imagine all of the fun things that they can get off the podcast?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm interested to see what the opposing camp is going to do with all of that. That'll be quite interesting. But anyway, the point of the matter is I just, you got to quit railroading we the people. It's we the people. And what you do is you just railroad us with special interests, stick your hand in my pockets and say, guess what? You owe this incentive now. We're giving this incentive to this group. We're giving this incentive to this group. And I've written a bunch about tax incentives and all the kinds of tax incentives that we're, and I like what Julie says. Julie says, where's the testimony from Oklahoma citizens during votes? Oh, thank you, Salome. I appreciate you. That's what Sandra Trawick said. She actually was invited to go down, invited to go down to Texas and talk about a biosolids bill. Why can't we have any testimony from we the people here? We can't. You sit there and they go, well, so-and-so from so-and-so agency is going to come talk about that.
Yeah.
They do that every time. You're like, well, what if I don't care about so-and-so from so-and-so agency because they're appointed? What if I would prefer to hear from an actual person who's being affected by this? I mean, I'm telling you, oh, wow. Julie says even California allows testimony. Wow, that's drastic. That's a bad deal right there. But anyway, then we had our governor go out and say that, no, what did he say? Nobody really wants ICE to be in Oklahoma. We don't. And they're being bad or so. I can't even, because I was like, wow, really? So how many people in Oklahoma voted for President Trump specifically because of the immigration issue?
Yeah.
And our governor just poo-pooed that whole thing.
Yeah.
Publicly, nationally, on the national scale. Lisa says, thank you, Lisa. We need liberty-minded folks like Jenny in every seat. Most people do not remember a time when we were truly free. And I do think that's part of the problem. We just really don't even remember what it's like. And you don't even really know. People today don't even really know what conservatism is anymore. So that when people put on their like, here's one that came from, this was not endorsed by any candidate or candidate committee, but this was from the State Medical Association. And this was touting John George and that he was a conservative. And so I think we have just shown, or at least we've allowed Jason Murphy to show us that Representative John George is not a conservative. And so that's why I'm running, is we need to have somebody better in that seat. We need to have a we the people minded person and not a we the special interest person. Yeah. So if you'd like to support my candidacy, I would truly appreciate it. Again, individual donations. I'm not taking money from PACs or special interests. We will be starting to walk as soon as it dries up a little bit out here. We have between 46 and 4,800 households to get to by June 16th. So if you'd like to walk, we'd love to have you. There's a contact form on my website. There's a donation button on my website. You can donate directly from the button. I will be putting things up on my Facebook page, and I have an X account for my candidacy. If you have any questions, I welcome questions. I like to talk to people about things. I'm not interested in running off. I'm happy to have a conversation with you. And I just ask that I have a record. I was mayor in Luther for 4 years. I spent years and years working on trying to get Common Core removed from state law here in Oklahoma. And so I have a record. You can look me up. All you need to do is type in Jenny White, Oklahoma, and stuff pops up on the interwebs. So I'm out there.
Jenny, thank you. Thank you for running. And I look at it as, this isn't just Jenny White representing the people of HD 36, because yeah, technically that's what it is. You're going to be there to represent the majority of people just like myself, because we know that our reps aren't in line, because there's a pretty big list that Jason had there, and it was scored pretty bad. I mean, pretty bad across the board. So, you know, whether you live in HD 36 or not, I mean, I think it's critically important that we not just support you, but you're there for, you know, I'm looking at it like you're there for all of us also. I mean, that's literally how I look at this.
Well, that's how I intend for it to be. I mean, if I am elected representative, then I'm representing Oklahoma, certainly my district first, but Oklahomans in general. So, I mean, we have to have better representation. We have to have representation of people who are worried about we the people, their land rights, their property rights, their ability to speak freely. I mean, all of these things, and they're going away because of special interest, and not just special interest, but increasing government. So many of those 90-something bills increased government. What happens when you increase government? Somebody's got to pay for that. They don't do, it's not a benevolence issue. Here, we'll just give this to you for free. It doesn't work that way. The bigger they make government, the more they add to it, the more they want to get in your pocket. Government is best when it's small and responsive to the individual people who are the people who we are supposed to be representing. So that's something we've got to pare government down. It just has to be done. We've got to quit giving tax dollars away. You know, all these things. It's just, I could go on for weeks, but I don't want to. No. So,
well, thank you again. I can't thank you enough. I mean, I know, like we said in the beginning of the show, for the people that weren't on here, you've got a ton of things going on, from the Liberty Fest to suing the state board of the election board, you know, to now this. We've got the podcast. I mean, there's people that talk about stuff, and there's people that do stuff. You do it. So congratulations. Thank you, Jenny. I can't thank you enough. I'm sure everybody kind of feels the same way. It's going to be tough, because like you said, you're running up against the machine, and especially the machine, not just the political machine, but the machine of special interest in this state. But, you know, there's been,
and don't forget, we're already political animals.
Yeah. There's been several victories over this last, you know, couple sessions, and we just need to add another one with you in there.
Well, again, you know, I'm happy for any help anybody can give us. We're going to try to get off here really quickly, because I want to be able to put the video up so that people can have a chance to see it and see what we're talking about. As always, please reach out with any comments or questions. Happy to answer anything at all. We will be having a a kickoff in HD 36 soon. So look for information on that. And I will be putting that out. And Michael, thank you so much for being with me as usual. Really appreciate you. And we'll see you again. We've got 2 podcasts. I don't know if you can make the afternoon one, but we've got 2 on Wednesday. So we've got Kendra Wesson in the morning, and then we've got Katie with Visit in the afternoon. So stay. Thank you, Dorn. Dorn says, Jenny. Thank you, guys. I really do appreciate your support. Just hang with me. I can really use it. And we'll see you on Wednesday at 9 a.m. Thanks for being with us today. Bye.